So it looks like we have some interesting IPO news, right? Several companies, including some pretty big names, just got the green light to go public.
Absolutely. It's like a whole wave of companies ready to test the waters, with their initial public offerings. It's pretty exciting, actually.
Yeah, I noticed that Schloss Bangalore, the parent company of the Leela Palace Hotels, is among them. Their IPO is apparently massive, maybe the biggest in the hospitality sector so far.
That's correct. I mean, their proposed IPO is around 5,000 crore rupees. A chunk of that is a fresh issue of equity, and the rest is an offer for sale from the existing promoters.
So it's not all new money going into the company, right? Some of it is existing investors cashing out a bit.
Precisely. I mean, that's quite common in IPOs. An offer for sale allows early investors to reduce their stakes and realize some gains.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about Ather Energy? They're an electric two-wheeler company, and I saw they also got their IPO approved.
Yes, Ather is planning a pretty significant IPO as well. It's a mix of fresh shares and an offer for sale. Similar to Schloss Bangalore, they are looking to raise capital and also provide exits to their existing shareholders.
It seems like a good time for EV companies to go public, what with the increasing interest in electric vehicles, right?
Well, it seems like that actually. Ather's IPO comes after Ola Electrics, and it really signals that the market's growing and there's investor appetite for these EV companies.
I wonder if Arthur's IPO will be as electrifying as the buzz around their vehicles.
That's a really good question. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the market responds to Ather, especially after Ola's debut.
Right. So both these IPOs, Schloss Bangalore and Arthur Energy, are quite significant. Any other names that stand out?
Well, there's also Oswald Pumps, which is a manufacturing company, and Fabtech Technologies, a turnkey engineering solutions provider. They're also looking at raising funds through IPOs.
I see. So it's not just the glamorous hotel and EV sectors, but also some traditional manufacturing and engineering companies throwing their hats in the ring.
Absolutely. I mean, it really shows the breadth of companies seeking public funding. There's also iValue Info Solutions and Quality Power Electrical Equipments.
I will you in quality power. Got it. I guess it makes sense. There's probably pent up demand from the last couple of years.
Exactly. I mean, it's like these companies have been waiting for the right time to come forward.
So, to summarize, we have a pretty diverse group of 6 companies, spanning from luxury hotels to EV makers and manufacturing firms, all set to launch their IPOs.
That's a great way to put it. I mean, it shows the range of sectors that are getting investor attention right now, right?
It definitely does. I'm curious, though, how these companies are planning to use the funds they raise. Any details on that?
Well, for Schloss Bangalore, the fresh issue proceeds will be used for repaying loans and for general corporate purposes, while Ather is planning to invest in a new manufacturing facility in Maharashtra, research and marketing too.
That makes sense. Both for expansion and debt reduction are. It's a mix of strategies, really.
Exactly. I mean, you have some companies focused on growth and expansion, while others are looking to improve their financial position.
Now, with so many companies launching IPOs at the same time, do you think it will create a bit of competition for investor money?
That's a good point, actually. I think it's going to be a bit like a race, to attract investors' attention. Some IPOs might be more successful than others.
So it's like a group of runners lining up at the starting line, and only some will cross the finish line with flying colors.
Exactly. I mean, it will really depend on their individual business models and how much investor confidence they can generate.
I'm curious though, what factors do you think will drive the success of these IPOs?
Well, I guess it will come down to their valuations, their growth prospects, the management team, and overall market conditions.
So it's not just about the name or sector, but the whole package and how well it's presented to the public, right?
That's absolutely it. It's kind of like putting together a great recipe. You need all the right ingredients to make something truly successful.
That's a great analogy. It really makes sense when you think of it like that. It's also a lot of work for all the companies, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. The IPO process is quite rigorous and takes months of planning and preparation. They really have to be on their game.
So these are some exciting developments, definitely something to watch in the coming months. What's the gentle take from analysts, if you know?
I think many analysts are taking a cautious stance. They're waiting to see how the market reacts to these new listings, especially the EV sector.
Hmm. So, not a blanket approval, it's more of a wait and see approach, I guess.
That's exactly it. I mean, it's important for investors to do their homework and make informed decisions, not just jump into the hype.
So, to wrap up, a bunch of companies from hotels to EVs and pumps are all set to go public after getting approval. It will be interesting to see how they fare.
Absolutely. I mean, it really sets the stage for some exciting market activity. It's going to be a really interesting next few months.
Definitely. It makes you wonder which of these companies will become the market's darlings. Ah,
Exactly. And I guess only time will tell. It's all part of the fun and unpredictability of the stock market, right?